What's up, guys? It's Salvajee from the Salvajee Cartel, and welcome to my Naruto Storm 4 character tier list. Alright, I have 3 disclaimers to point out when it comes down to this tier list. The first disclaimer is, listen, me, as an above average player, I took a lot of perspectives into consideration when it comes down to making this character tier list for Storm 4. Alright, I took the beginner player's perspective and also the intermediate player perspective. In other words, this is going to be a character tier list that is going to be helpful for all players that play Storm 4, including advanced players, because my friend Demon Itachi 7HD, hero rank, and he has been top 20 worldwide in the European leaderboards. He did help me with this character tier list. I did not make a final decision unless he agreed, and both of us agreed to this entire tier list. Now, the second disclaimer that I have to say is that if you are a great player at Naruto Storm 4, you can make a D tier character and A tier character, right? Again, that's not what this character tier list is about. This character tier list takes a look at all levels of play, beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of play, and of course ranked character from S tier all the way down to F tier. Alright, the third disclaimer, if you don't really like how I made my tier list, go make your own. Alright, please. That's only going to, help the Storm 4 community get better at the game. Don't get mad because Minato is an F tier character. Alright, like, just don't get mad if that happens. Alright, just understand that, this is what me and Itachi decided to do when it came down to all levels of play. No, Minato is not F tier. Calm down. Anyways, there are a couple of requirements that we actually took into consideration when it comes down to making this tier list. The first requirement, usefulness. How useful is the character? The second requirement, character usage. How often is the character played? Do you actually see it a lot on high levels of play? Do you actually see it a lot on low levels of play? Another thing that we took into consideration is the cancels that the players have, that the characters have. The skill gap, the skill required to play the character, and if the character is easy to learn and easy to abuse, and also the jutsus of the characters. With that said, that leads me to my first tier, X tier. X tier means a special tier list, and the only special character in Naruto Storm 4, the only character that makes it to the X tier, it's Kaguya. Me and Itachi just decided, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Kaguya is just one of those characters that sometimes she's consistent, sometimes she's inconsistent. There are broken things about her, but at the same time, she's just very, very hard to use. Not a lot of people know how to play her at a high level. She's just special. We decided to just kind of take her out of the tier. Let's put her in a tier of her own. Also, I'm not showing gameplay because then this video would take like 2 months to be released. It will be a lot of editing. I just want to give you guys the information straight up. Let's start off with F tier characters. The first F tier characters. F tier mainly means that the character isn't really the best character in the game. He's not useful. His jutsu isn't really the best thing ever. And F tier mainly means that their damage output just really isn't consistent and isn't amazing. The first F tier character, it's PTS Kankuro. His jutsu, it's whatever, and his combos are just not really that consistent. Not a lot of damage output. Again, PTS Kankuro, F tier character. Another F tier character is PTS Choji. Alright, his combos are just very, very long. Sure, he's a dash cut character, but you barely see this guy online. He's not easy to learn. If you want to use this character at a high level of play, you're just gonna have to play with him a lot. PTS Choji overall, not really the greatest character, and that's why he makes it to the F tier. Another F tier character is going to be PTS Temari. The reason for that is because she doesn't have a lot of damage output. Another F tier character, it's going to be Kidomaru. Reason for that is, it's because Kidomaru isn't really extremely amazing when it comes down to a square combo type character. He's a square combo type character, which just makes him, puts him at a disadvantage, unless of course you main square combo type characters. Overall, Kidomaru is just a character that, his damage just really isn't that amazing, and if people know how to counter you, you're just going to get countered like really, really hard. Alright, Jirobo is another F tier character. There's a reason why he made it to F tier. We figured out that, we just realized, his jutsu isn't as amazing, as people, think it is. And on top of all that, he doesn't really do a lot of damage. And, yeah, he's a pretty cool character, but for the most part, Jirobo is very, very slow. And if you're using a D tier character, you can easily just destroy Jirobos. Alright, now we move on forward to D tier. These are characters that their jutsu are actually, very, very helpful. But honestly, D tier characters are just, below average characters. These are characters that you should just not play unless you want a challenge. First D tier character. It hurts my heart to put her in the D tier. I want her to be C tier, but honestly, PTS 1010. Her combos do shit damage. Her square combo is very, very good. She's a character that if you play her in a specific way, she's very, very good, but that's what makes her D tier. You have to play her in a specific way. PTS 1010 just isn't amazing. Another D tier character, it's going to be PTS Ino. Her jutsu is amazing, just like PTS Tenten's jutsu. You know, she's a very, very good support character, but for the most part, PTS Ino just isn't as good as a C type character. PTS Ino as an individual character just isn't amazing, alright? And the next, you know, character in the D tier, it's going to be PTS Hinata, okay? Her combos aren't really extremely fast. Honestly, the only good thing about PTS Hinata is her jutsu. And again, why would you pick, you know, PTS Hinata over a C tier character? It just doesn't make any sense. Sakura also made it to the D tier because Booby Trap is just something that's very, very good about her. I believe she has about 2 ultimate jutsu cancels, but that's not really enough to, you know, just accept the fact that PTS Sakura isn't really as useful. But then again, are we really surprised? Come on, guys. It's Sakura. Another D tier character, you know, my friend Demon Itachi actually helped me out with this decision, and again, he helped me out with every decision, but Mu is also just going to be another D tier character. I actually like this guy. I do think in a way he is C tier, but for the most part, Mu is just a character that he only made it to D tier because his jutsu is pretty much the best amazing thing about him. I think he has 1 S3 cancel, so honestly Mu, it's between D tier and C tier, but when it comes down to it, his combos are also kind of slow, and he doesn't have the greatest range in the world, so yeah, Mu just has to be D tier. Another D tier character, people might not be too happy about this, but Konan is another D tier character. The reason why Konan is a D tier character is just for the simple fact that her jutsu isn't extremely amazing. Sure, it could be annoying, but it isn't extremely amazing. And on top of all that, Konan has no range and it's extremely slow. If you don't know how to get up close with Konan, you're fucked. Alright, another D tier character. I'm sorry Mitsuki mains, but I said it on my Mitsuki character guy. Mitsuki just isn't amazing. He has, I believe, 1 you know, ultimate jutsu cancel. The main reason why Mitsuki makes it to D tier is because the best thing about him, it's honestly his jutsu. Everything else about him isn't really amazing. He's kind of slow. He does have some pretty decent range, but again, why would you play Mitsuki when you can play a C tier character? Another D tier character, it's going to be Hanabi. Her jutsu is very, very, you know, okay, but it got nerfed in the patch, and that's the only reason why she made it to D tier. And on top of that, her combos just really aren't anything amazing. Another D tier character, it's going to be Konohamaru. He's garbage. He has no cancels at all. Alright, I think he has 1, but that's pretty much it. Konohamaru is just D tier. Another D tier character is going to be Jugo. Alright, he's a pretty unique character, I understand, but honestly, he's just very, very slow, and while his grab is pretty good, and there are a couple of things, you know, while you could play Jugo at a C tier level, honestly, Jugo just isn't amazing when it comes down to a beginner and intermediate level of play. He's only C tier when it comes down to an advanced level of play. This hurts my heart a lot. Karin is a D tier character because let's face it, her jutsu, it's S tier when it comes down to support. Her jutsu is literally the best support jutsu in the game. But Karin isn't good as an individual character. She's not amazing. Her combos are very slow. Her combos are very sloppy. And her cancels are just very, very hard to land. That's why Karin is D tier. Hiruzen is also going to be another you know, D tier character just for the simple fact that he's very, very slow. Yes, he could be played at a B tier level, even an A tier level, he's very good with him. But again, when it comes down to an intermediate level of play and a beginner level of play, Hiruzen is terrible and he's barely even seen. Another D tier character is going to be Kankuro, the easiest puppet master to learn, but for the most part, you know, me and my friend Itachi came to this conclusion. If you know how to fight puppet masters are not going to be a problem unless you're fighting someone that mains puppet masters like 24/7, and that is why Kankuro falls into the D tier category. This one also hurts me so much. Another D tier character is Toby. I love Toby. He almost made it to the C tier, but when it comes down as an individual character, Toby just doesn't really bring the power that he needs to have. His combos are just very sloppy, very, very slow, no range at all whatsoever, and the best thing about him is his awakening and his jutsu. That's the only reason why he was almost C tier. Okay, anyways, now we're gonna move on forward to C tier characters, so let's get right into it. PTS Kiba is going to be a C tier character just for the simple fact that B tier characters can just, you know, outplay PTS Kiba. Sure, PTS Kiba is not that bad. He's actually pretty good. I believe his tilt, it's also extremely amazing. But me and Itachi just came to the conclusion that, you know what, why play PTS Kiba when you can play a B tier character? Alright, there's just better characters out there than PTS Kiba. And it hurts my heart to put fucking PTS Shino on the C tier because, as you guys know, I mained PTS Shino. Oh, by the way, C tier characters are just characters that are average, you know, characters that are good pretty much overall, but they're just average, and they are just, you know, characters that are way better than C tier characters. So, you know, that's the description of C tier characters. PTS Shino, if you know how to use him effectively, you can play him at an A tier level, like how I play him at an A tier level. But PTS Shino, for the most part, when it comes down to intermediate and beginner players, PTS Shino just really isn't the best thing ever. And the same thing applies to PTS Shikamaru. You know, he's just an average character, you know, nothing wrong with him, pretty good combos. His ninjutsu, it's very good. But again, you know, why play PTS Shikamaru when you can play a B tier character? Again, nothing wrong with C tier characters, they're just average characters, but mainly when it comes down to C tier, it's just characters that they're good, but there are characters that are way better than them. And another C tier character is going to be PTS Sasuke. PTS Sasuke has no ultimate jutsu cancels at all whatsoever. People keep fighting me about this. Okay, yeah, he has one ultimate jutsu cancel. It's extremely hard to land. It's like 4 hits into the neutral combo or something like that. For the most part, PTS Sasuke is just like, honestly, he's just overrated just because he's Sasuke. I'm sorry, Sasuke fans. It really hurts me to put PTS Sasuke on the C tier, but he's a C tier character. Not only did I agree with that, but my friend Demon Itachi, again, top 20 in the world at one point, agreed that PTS Sasuke is a C tier character. Okay, Yuto. He has to be a C tier character. He's very good if you know how to use him effectively. But again, square combo characters, when it comes down to beginner and intermediate levels of play, square combo type characters are rarely seen. They literally have no cancels. They're not easy to learn. They don't really have a lot of usefulness. Now this Yuto, the reason why he's C tier and not D tier is because his jutsu is amazing. His square combo is amazing. But for the most part, Yuto is just, again, a square combo type character. And if you know how to fight square combo type characters and you're using a B tier character, you're just going to win the fight 8 out of 10 times. Alright, another C tier character is going to be Han. Alright, and there's only one reason why Han is C tier instead of B tier. Alright, the only reason why Han makes it to C tier is because not a lot of people know how to play Han effectively. Yes, he's a dash cut, but dash cut got nerfed when it came down to, you know, the latest patch. And when it comes down to it, Han is just one of those characters that you just have to play him a lot to be very consistent with him. And he's also kind of slow when it comes down to his combo. His jutsu, it's good, and his awakening is, you know, a big awakening that's also very good. You know, you transform into a fucking unicorn or whatever. But for the most part, I'm sorry guys, Han is just an average character. Again, nothing wrong with being an average character. There's just way better picks than Han. Fu, it's also going to be a C tier character. Now that I think about it, she could have been a B tier character because of her tilt. Her tilt can do defense down, but for the most part, again, you know, a B tier character is going to be way better than Fu. Yes, if you play Fu consistently, if you main Fu, good for you. You're probably very good with her. But for the most part, again, when it comes down to intermediate and beginner levels of play, Fu is just one of those characters that just really isn't the best. All right. Another C tier character is going to be Roshi. Roshi is one of those characters that if you learn him and you know how to play with him, you're just going to be a beast. You can play with him at an A tier level. But Roshi is going to make it into the C tier just for the simple fact that not a lot of people know how to use Roshi effectively. Yes, his tilt is good. Yes, he does have some pretty easy cancels. But I'm sorry, guys, he is going to be a C tier character. Another C tier character, it's going to be Tayuya. Now, my friend Demon Itachi, he told me specifically, he told me, listen, Salvajee, I'm a hero rank, as you know, and when it comes down to high levels of play, Tayuya gets abused a lot, and her puppet thingies, you know, or her whatever dolls or whatever, they get abused a lot because, you know, you can just run with Tayuya and you can never get captured. But we came to the conclusion that Tayuya, when it comes down to intermediate and beginner levels of play, because again, this character tier list is for everybody on all levels of play, when it comes down to it, Tayuya is just a C tier character because you don't really see a lot of Tayuya tryhards. You don't really see people that are amazing with Tayuya. Another C tier character is going to be Sakon and Ukon, just for the simple fact that his combos are very good. He does have some pretty easy cancels, but honestly, why play Sakon and Ukon when you can play a B tier character? That's the main reason why he's C tier. Another C tier character, it's going to be Sarada. The reason why Sarada isn't D tier, it's because you know, with this vanilla Sarada, okay, you can actually just abuse the fact that her shurikens have very long range. That's honestly the only reason why this Sarada makes it to C tier, C tier, as well as the fact that lightning flicker is just very good in general. RTB Sarada is also going to make it into the C tier. She's not a bad character. I think she has about 3 ultimate jutsu cancels. Her lightning drill is very good, but again, she's just an average character. You know, you can't abuse RTB Sarada. You know, she does require a skill gap. She's not easy to learn. Again, she doesn't really have a lot of usefulness, so that's why RTB Sarada makes it to the C tier. Another character that makes it to the C tier, it's regular Boruto. His jutsu is amazing, but honestly, this Boruto is like PTS Naruto, but kind of like just toned down a bit. Honestly, he's just an average character. He's not bad, he's not good, he's just average. Okay, another C tier character, it's going to be piece of garbage. All in all, piece of garbage has always been Sakura. Sakura is a C tier character because it's Sakura. Let's move on. Another C tier. Okay, fine. Sakura. She's just very good. She's average though. You know, she doesn't have a lot of usefulness. She doesn't have a lot of cancels. There's a skill gap required to play her, and beginner and intermediate levels of play, you don't really see a lot of Sakuras. Alright, and of course her jutsu, while very helpful, you can do it in midair, like for example Tsunade. So that's why Sakura is C tier, guys. Saitama Naruto. The only reason why he's C tier is because the patch that dropped very really really nerfed this Naruto a lot. He has less speed. I believe that's what my boy Demon Itachi told me. And all in all, you know, this Naruto, you know, his range is actually less now, I believe, and he does kind of like less damage because of the patch. Anyways, the reason why we put Saitama Naruto in the C tier, it's because there are other Narutos that are better than Saitama Naruto overall. Yamato, in the most recent patch, his jutsu actually got buffed. You know, it actually has faster speed or whatever. The point is that Yamato just makes it to C tier just for the simple fact that not a lot of people play Yamato, not a lot of people know how to play Yamato effectively, and you know, again, overall, you know, even though this character has a pretty, you know, useful awakening and all that stuff, he's just average. Again, B tier characters are just way better than C tier characters. Double Sharingan Kakashi makes it to the C tier. I know, some of you guys might be surprised that DS Kakashi is here. Me and Itachi decided one of the main reasons why DS Kakashi is here, it's because the other Kakashi, you know, Great Ninja War Kakashi, you know, Storm 3 Kakashi is just way better than DS Kakashi. And that is why Double Sharingan Kakashi, it's going to be, what's this thing called? C tier. Another C tier character, it's going to be Choji. His jutsu is amazing, and that's the only reason why he's C tier, honestly. His jutsu is amazing, his awakening is pretty good, and for the most part, his combos are pretty okay, and you can pull off some easy cancels with Choji. That's the only reason why he's C tier, otherwise he would have been D tier. Tenten is also another character that is going to make it to the C tier, and the reason for that is, it's because she's a square combo character, and again, it takes skill to use a square combo type character, and yes, her jutsu is very helpful, but again, why pick Tenten when you can pick you know, a freaking B tier character? Okay, another B tier character, another C tier character, it's going to be Kiba. Now, if you fuck up Kiba's dog, Kiba's pretty much almost D tier, right? That's what me and Itachi just agreed upon. And we also just said, you know what, you don't really see Kiba a lot. Kiba isn't really played a lot. For the most part, you know, it's a character that requires some skill to play. Like, you just can't pick up Kiba and be beasting with him. So that is why Kiba is going to be C tier character. Okay, another character, it's going to be Hinata, another C tier character. It's going to be Hinata. She's just average, honestly. She's not that bad. Her jutsu is amazing, but of course her jutsu did get nerfed, and she's not as good as she used to be in the past. Now, I do have to agree that I believe her jutsu is still S tier. She's S tier support, but when it comes down to Hinata as an individual character, she's not really the best character in the world, and that is why Asuma is also going to be a C tier character. His awakening is very good. His support jutsu, you know, his ninjutsu, it's amazing, but it takes skill to play Asuma. Me and Itachi just decided Asuma is just a character that, you know, you just have to play very, like, he's very slow. He has no range, so you have to be able to get up close to the enemy, and for the most part, getting up close to the enemy is something that a lot of beginner and intermediate players just don't know what to do, and that's why Iruka, it's also going to be a C tier character. You have to get up close with Iruka. Yes, his tilt is good, his ninjutsu is amazing, but it requires some skill to play Iruka. Kushina, the same thing, you know, with Kushina. She has no range. You know, she doesn't have a lot of speed. For the most part, you have to get up close with Kushina, and yeah, not a lot of people know how to get up close with Kushina. That's why she's an average character. Jiraiya, he has the highest damaging Rasengan in the game, and that's pretty much the only good thing about him. Yes, his awakening is very, very good. His awakening is probably A tier, but for the most part, Jiraiya just has to make it to the C tier because, of course, me and my boy Demon Itachi decided not everybody can play Jiraiya at high levels, and that's why Jiraiya is C tier. He's not bad, but he's not a B tier and above character. Kid Kakashi, it's also just going to be another C tier character. Kid Kakashi, not bad and not good either. You know, he's mainly just average. His combos are very good. His tilt is very good. His ninjutsu is very, very good. But again, why pick Kid Kakashi when you can pick a B tier character? And that's mainly what C tier is all about, guys. A lot of C tier characters are only C tier because you can always just pick a character that's better than, you know, the C tier character. Kid Obito, it's also just going to be a C tier character for the same reasons as Kakashi. Why pick Kid Obito when you can pick a B tier character? Another B tier character. Some of you guys just saw me skipping Ren and you're like, whoa, whoa, Salvajee. I'll get to Ren eventually, guys, don't worry. Okay, another B tier character is going to be 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. The reason why he's C tier is because he's just average. He's just an average Sasuke. There are other versions of Sasuke that are better than 5 Kage Sasuke. Again, this Sasuke is just really just overrated. And I know there's going to be a lot of Sasuke mains out there that are just going to be mad just because all Sasukes are in S tier. Again, if you don't like this character tier list, go make one of your own and spend 3 to 4 hours like me and Itachi did trying to figure out the tiers of all the characters, alright? But anyways, Sage Mode Kabuto, alright, he's also going to be a C tier character. Overall, very, very slow. Not a lot of people play him. He has a very, very good jutsu, but again, Sage Mode Kabuto is just a character that, again, why play Sage Mode Kabuto when you can play a B tier character? He's not bad, he's not good either, and also Sage Mode Kabuto is very, very slow, and again, not a lot of people know how to play with slow characters. Suigetsu. The reason why he's C tier and not D tier is because the patch that actually dropped actually made Suigetsu a little bit faster, and now he's more reliable. Again, he's not bad, he's not good, he's just average, okay? And again, that's what makes Suigetsu a C tier character. It pains me to put her on the C tier, but Tsunade has to be a C tier character. The best thing that she's got is, of course, her jutsu. Her combos aren't a big deal, her cancels aren't a big deal, and it does require skill to play Tsunade on a consistent basis. So that's why Tsunade, of course, is going to be C tier. Kankuro, a very good puppet master. The reason why Kankuro is going to be C tier, it's just for the simple fact that he's a puppet master, and again, if you know how to counter puppet masters, you know, Kankuro is pretty much just useless. You know, me and Itachi both agreed that when it comes down to Puppet Masters in Storm 4, they're not as good as they were in Storm 3. Temari, she's mainly just a C tier character, again, because she's a square combo type character. She's the easiest one to learn, okay? But again, she's only C tier because, you know, Temari, it doesn't really have a lot going for her. Her square combos are very, very good, but again, she's a square combo type character, so why pick a square combo type character when you can just get a B tier character and just get up close to the person and do, damage faster, okay? Also, another reason why square combo type characters, or mostly all square combo type characters, are C tier, it's for the simple fact that, you know, you have to land your square combo hits consistently, right? You know, it's not like, characters that are S tier that you can just smash circle. Okay, another C tier character, it was, this was a hard decision, okay, but I, or Reikage I, or I, however you pronounce the name, he's going to be C tier. And the reason why he's going to be C tier is because not a lot of people know how to play Reikage effectively. And when it comes down to intermediate and beginner levels of play, not a lot of people know how to use Reikage to the fullest potential. But if you are an advanced player at the game, Reikage I classifies as B tier because he's a very, very good character. He has very, very good damage. His awakening, it's also extremely, extremely good. And you know, the same thing applies to, you know, the other Reikages. Okay, so another C tier character is going to be Shark Skin Killer B. mainly for the simple reason that the other B is just way better because you can just mash with him. So that's the only reason why Shark Skin Killer B is, you know, going to be C tier. Another C tier character is going to be Onuiki. I really like this guy. He has a lot of grab setups. You know, his support ninjutsu is very, very good. He's not bad. He's not good. Again, yeah, he's really just average. Like, why pick a C tier character when you can pick a B tier character? Again. All right. Another C tier character is going to be War Toby for the simple reason that there are better, you know, characters than War Toby, honestly. His air combo, it's very, very good. His ninjutsu is very, very good. And he does have some pretty good cancels as well, but for the most part, why pick War Toby when you can pick a B tier character? Again, that's what B tier, C tier, it's all about, guys. C tier are just like characters that are good, but there are characters that are way better than him. Okay, that moves me to my next C tier character, Masked Man. He's very, very hard to master. Not a lot of people play Masked Man at a competitive level, and that is why he's C tier. His jutsu is very good, yes, but again, not a lot of people know how to use Masked Man effectively, and that's why he's going to be a C tier character. Kakuzu has no range and he's very, very slow, and that is why he makes it to the C tier. Deidara, a very good square combo character, but again, he's a square combo character, so you have to land all of your square hits to actually be consistent with Deidara. Yes, his grab is good, his tilt, it's kind of annoying, and his ultimate jutsu is very, very good, but again, it really just makes him a C tier character. Also, guys, take a look at his ultimate jutsu. It says C3, which clearly means that CC2 is hinting that Deidara is a C tier character. Sasori. A lot of Puppet Masters are going to be pissed that Sasori is a C tier. The reason why Sasori is C tier is because he's the Puppet Master. And B tier characters at intermediate levels of play and advanced levels of play, if they know how to fight Puppet Masters, Sasori is just going to be destroyed. Unless you're playing against Sasori Specialist, he's pretty much going to kick your ass pretty much anytime, any day. Another C tier character is going to be the third rate Kage, for the simple reason that not a lot of people know how to use him effectively, but overall he's a very good character. The second Mizukage, a square combo character, again he's C tier because he's a square combo type character. Hanzo, he used to be very good at Storm 3, but they nerfed him in Storm 4, and that is why he's just going to be a C tier character. His jutsu, it's very, very good, and Hanzo has an ultimate, by the way, which almost makes him a B tier character, but me and Itachi just decided he's just not as good as some of these B tier characters, and that is why Hanzo makes it to the C tier. Granny Chiyo, it's also a C tier character, for the simple fact that, again, she's just a puppet master. Yagura, he's a C tier character. He has very, very easy cancels, but again, B tier characters are just way better than, you know, Yagura, honestly. Oh, that's right, Obito with the Renegon. He's also a C tier character because why should you pick this Obito over Jubito, for example? You know what I mean? So that's why this Obito made it to the C tier. He's not bad, he's not good, he's just average, you know. If you're intermediate, beginner, or, you know, if you're beginner and intermediate, this Obito is going to take you some work to get used to. If you're advanced, you're probably going to be able to pick up this Obito very quickly, and again, that's why he's just C tier. And last but not least, another C tier character, it's Hokage Naruto. Okay, the only good thing that this character has going for him is the Stalker Train, or the Rasengan Super Barrage, which is pretty much one of the best support jutsus in the game. Now we move on to the spicy memes, or the spicy stuff. B tier characters. Okay, B tier characters are mainly just characters that can be played at an A tier level if you are an intermediate player at the game and an advanced player at the game. B tier characters are mainly just characters that are just very, very good when it comes down to combos, when it comes down to jutsus, when it comes down to the usage of these characters, and when it comes down to the skill gap. B tier characters, they're not very easy to pick up, they're not very easy to learn, but they are very easy to play in general. Starting off with the first B tier character, it's going to be Mecha Naruto, and the reason why Mecha Naruto makes it to this list is because he does have some pretty good cancels. His ultimate jutsu, it's pretty good. His awakening is, of course, very, very good. Again, he has a lot of ultimate jutsu cancels, and he's not a hard character to pick up, and that is why Mecha Naruto, it's going to be a B tier character. Another B tier character, it's going to be RTB Boruto and Scientific Ninja Tool Boruto. Now, let me talk about RTB Boruto. He's a very good character, but A tier characters are just way better than, you know, RTB Boruto. Okay, this is a character that is not easy to learn. he's not hard to learn either. He's just like in the middle, you know. And the same thing applies for SNT Boruto. Honestly, the only reason why SNT Boruto almost made it to the A tier list is because me and Itachi both agreed with the fact that his tilt does break guard, and that is something that is extremely helpful. Anyways, another B tier character, it's going to be Kurama Link Naruto. Now, my boy, you know, Demon Itachi, again, top 20 worldwide at one point, you know, he knows a lot about this game, and he knows a lot about Kurama Link Naruto, and he told me, Salvajee, people can abuse this character a lot, he should be A tier, but at the end of the day, we just came with the conclusion that we're going to put him on B tier because there are other A tier Narutos that are a better pick than Kurama Link Naruto. But it's very important to point out that Kurama Link Naruto has the most overpowered awakening in the fucking game. Alright, this dude is A tier. Easily, if your plan is just to awaken with this Naruto. Okay, so yeah, that's why Kurama Link Naruto is going to be B tier. Sai was originally going to be a C tier, but then we actually said, okay, we're fucking nuts, why are we putting him on C tier? Sai is a very good character. He's a B tier character for the fact that he has an infinite. His Chakra Shuriken are very good. He has a really, really easy to pull off cancels, and for the most part, his jutsu is very good and can be charged. That's why Sai makes it to the B tier. Storm 2, Kakashi, it's going to be a B tier character, and here's why Kakashi is a B tier character, because Kakashi is one of those characters that a lot of people play him, but not a lot of people play him extremely effectively. Not a lot of people play him to the fullest potential, and that is why Storm 2 Kakashi has to be a B tier character. I want to put him on the A tier, but again, like I said, B tier characters are characters that can be played at A tier type level, and Storm 2 Kakashi is a B tier character because of that. Okay, another B tier character is Ino. Now, Ino could be easily Ino could be an S tier character if you're Yamanaka's Poison, but most of us are not Yamanaka's Poison, and for the most part, Ino is a character that it's not really hard to pick up. You know, she's not extremely easy to learn, but she is pretty easy to pick up. She's very easy to learn. For the most part, Ino is just a character that's very good. Her Flower Bomb is good. Her Shuriken poison you. And another thing about Ino is that she has an infinite guard break, okay? She can add a lot of pressure, and that is why Ino is going to be B tier. The only reason why she's not A tier is for the simple fact that some A tier characters can just fuck up Ino, okay? Shikamaru. Alright, he's a B tier character. He has an infinite that's very easy to pull off. He has a very good amount of cancels. He has a lot of grab setups. If you don't know Shikamaru's grab setups, check out my Shikamaru guide right fucking now. Okay, the only square combo type character, alright, that made it to the tier list, it's going to be... Where the fuck is this kid? Shino, that's right. Shino. Okay, here's why Shino is the only square combo type character that made it above the C tier. Because you can run with Shino forever. Even if you're an intermediate player, even if you're a beginner player fighting with other beginner players, if you use Shino square combos, right, they are kind of not fast, but also kind of fast. Overall, Shino is a very hard character to catch. His jutsu, it's very amazing, and his square combos are very good, and he has an infinite as well, which is why Shino is going to be a B tier character. Another B tier character is going to be Shisui. Shisui, it's very good. His tilt, it's amazing. It makes up for the lack of range, but the reason why he's B tier, not A tier, is because he doesn't have a lot of range at all whatsoever. And yes, his awakening, it's good, but when it comes down to intermediate and high levels of play, people are just going to counter you from going awakening. His jutsu is very good, and that's also what makes him B tier. That's why Shisui is going to be a B tier character. Alright, moving on. Taka Sasuke and Kirin Sasuke. Alright, both of these characters are B tier characters. Yes, they are very good Sasukes, I know that, but there are other Sasukes that are way better than Taka Sasuke and Kirin Sasuke. Kirin Sasuke, of course, has an infinite, not easy to pull off though. And Taka Sasuke, while he is one of the cooler Sasukes with, you know, the most coolest combo, he doesn't really have a lot of reliable cancels. What I'm saying is that Taka Sasuke and Kirin Sasuke at an intermediate and beginner level, you don't really see him a lot. He's not extremely useful, specifically because these two Sasukes actually take a lot of skill to actually learn. Like, these Sasukes are not easy to pick up. But again, we had to put them on B tier because these Sasukes are good. They're not easy to pick up, but you can pick up on them, and you know, the more you play them, the better you're gonna get at it. Alright, and you can also abuse these two Sasukes. But then again, that's the story of every single Sasuke, am I right? Okay, okay, that's right. Snake Cloak Kabuto. The only reason why he's B tier is because he has an infinite, and also because I like him. No, but for real though, he has an infinite that's very easy to pull off. He has a pretty good range. He has a very, very good jutsu. His jutsu kind of makes up for like his lack of range. And also, so regular Kabuto, in my eyes, he's C tier. But again, the one that made the final decision was my friend Demon Itachi. And, you know, we pretty much both agreed, you know what, let's put this Kabuto on the B tier because he's not easy to learn, that's true, but for the most part, this is pretty much the best Kabuto out of all of them, and that is why he made it to the B tier. But if in my eyes, if you guys want to take my word for it, I think this Kabuto is C tier. Alright, I think he's just average. But then again, I never reached top 20 worldwide, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Tobirama is going to be a B tier character because A tier characters are just way better than Tobirama. He has a good jutsu, you know, good combos, all that stuff. But again, why pick Tobirama when you can pick an A tier character? Okay, so Killer B without shark skin, he's gonna be B tier because his name is B, which clearly means that he's B tier. I mean, this is shark skin B, but this is just B. Alright, and that is why this B is going to be tier. Now, but the reason why Killer B is going to be B tier is because this B can be abused. You can just mash the hell out of circle, and that is why this B is going to be B tier. Darui, it's going to be B tier for the simple fact that his combos are very, very, you know, they're not extremely fast, but they're fast. They're very easy to connect. He has a good tilt. He has a good ninjutsu. He has a good ultimate. He has very, very easy ultimate jutsu cancels. He's not hard to learn, but he's not, you know, what's this thing called? Like, he's not hard to learn, but he's not easy either. He's kind of like in the middle. Another, you know, B tier character is going to be Mei for the simple fact that you can abuse her neutral combo, and for the simple fact that her awakening is very good, her jutsu is very good, and her combos are just very good in general. Okay, I was going to put her on C tier, but my boy Demon Itachi gave me more insight, and we agreed, you know what, B tier is for Mei. Mifune, he used to be A tier, but this patch made him a little bit weaker, and that is why he's going to be B tier. Overall, the best thing that Mifune has is his ninjutsu and his combos, and that's pretty much it. I mean, his awakening is pretty good, but for the most part, yeah, you know, Mifune isn't A tier anymore. It really pains me to put Madara on the B tier, but Perfect Form Susanoo Madara has to be B tier because he's just lower than Shattered Heaven Madara. That's the only reason why this Madara is B tier. On top of all that, his ultimate jutsu, while it is good, honestly, you know, it isn't like a top tier ultimate jutsu that, you know, you can just land very, very easily, right? If you do it at a medium range and at a long range, it's going to be very, very easy to get dodged. Perfect Form Susanoo Madara makes it to the B tier. Rampaging Obito makes it to B tier. The only reason why he makes it to B tier is because this Obito actually requires some skill to play. A lot of people play this Obito. Yes, it's true, but for the most part, not everybody plays this Boruto to the fullest extent. Okay, Kisame, he's a B tier character for the simple fact that he has a very good ninjutsu, he has an infinite, and the only reason why he's B tier is because he's very slow. I mean, he's not extremely slow, but he's slow. And if you don't know how to get up close with Kisame, you're probably fucked. And the same thing that I said for Kisame applies to Hidan. His combos are very, very fast, but he has no range, which means you have to get pretty close to the opponent. Hidan is one of those characters that, you know, he's A tier, but also kind of B tier. So we just decided to place him on B tier. But if you are an intermediate player at the game and an advanced player at the game, Hidan can easily be A tier. Sabuza, so this is what our mentality, right? If Suigetsu is C tier, then Sabuza has to be B tier. So that's pretty much why Sabuza's B tier. He has a good jutsu, pretty okay cancels. You do see him from time to time, and again, Sabuza is amazing. Specifically if you're Papa Berto. I mean, if you're Papa Berto playing Sabuza, Sabuza is easily an S tier. Okay, Orochimaru. It's going to be another character that is going to be B tier. At first, we put him on the C tier list, but then we realized, you know what? Orochimaru is one of those characters that you can pretty much learn, you know, very, very easily. He's not super hard to learn, but he's not super easy to learn either. You can spam circle with Orochimaru. You can get away a lot. You can get away with a lot of things with this Orochimaru, and that's why he makes it to the B tier. Regular Hashirama, the reason why he's B tier, it's because Sage Hashirama is better, and a lot of A tier characters are way better than regular Hashirama. But overall, this Hashirama has the, you know, the Shuriken Jutsu, which is like really, really annoying, and that's what makes him B tier as well. You know, that's the only reason why this Hashirama isn't C tier. All right, now we're going to talk about A tier characters. Now, let me explain what A tier characters are. A tier characters are characters that are very, very good. Everything about them is good. You might not see them a lot, but they are, again, very good. The skill gap isn't that big. A tier characters are very, very easy to learn. right? Their jutsu, it's very good, and for the most part, all A tier characters can be played at an S tier level if you are intermediate at the game or very advanced at the game. All right, just because a character is A tier doesn't mean they're garbage. It just means that S tier characters are just way better than A tier characters for specific reasons that I'm going to explain when I get to S tier. With that said, let's get started. Yugito is A tier. Why, Salvajee? Why is Yugito A tier? The patch that dropped made Yugito way faster. Now Yugito can rival freaking Naruto that just spams circle. Yugito is very fast now. Her jutsu is very good. Her tilt is very good. And that is why we decided to play Yugito in the A tier. That's something that you guys might have not seen coming, right? Like, holy shit, Yugito being A tier. What the fuck? But yeah, Yugito is an A tier character. And on top of all that, her jutsus are actually, her jutsu cancels are very good too. PTS Naruto is going to make it to the A tier for the simple fact that this nerf really slowed him down a little bit, and he's not really as good as he was before, the patch, okay? Before the patch, he was S tier, but honestly, this Naruto, the reason why he's A tier, it's because you can't really abuse him like some S tier characters, okay? So that is why this Naruto is just A tier, honestly. All right, another A tier character, and no one can say that I'm wrong when it comes down to this because I main PTS Lee. I have played this character a lot, and I can tell you guys this. PTS Lee, it's A tier for the simple reason that, first of all, he got nerfed in the patch. He's way slower now, and on top of all that, there's only one thing about Lee, about PTS Lee, that made him great, okay? And that one thing was the simple fact that what's this thing called? That PTS Lee, PTS Lee only has his combos. That's it. That's the only good thing about him. Leaf Hurricane sucks. Hidden Lotus, it's a good jutsu, whatever, it sucks. His Awakening, it's good, but when are you going to awaken at intermediate levels of play? PTS Lee, it's A tier because you can't abuse him as you were able to in the past, okay? It pains me to put him on A tier. Again, I main him. I have a lot of hours with him, but PTS Lee just has to make it to the A tier. PTS Neji. The reason why he's A tier is because, yes, he's very good, but he's not as easy to abuse as some of these S tier characters, okay? And that's why he's A tier. Another reason why he's A tier is because his jutsu is very good, his combos are very fast and very good, very consistent, and his Awakening is extremely OP. Again, PTS Neji is good, but not as good as some A tier characters. Kimimaro, the only reason why he's A tier is because his combos are very good, very fast, they have pretty decent range, and his ninjutsu, large stance, is amazing, okay? But I do have to say that Kimimaro, he can't really be played at an S tier level unless you're like very good at the game, alright? But Kimimaro is just a character that he's very easy to learn, very easy to pick up, specifically if you watch my Kimimaro guide. PTS Gaara. Another A tier character. My friend Demon Itachi told me PTS Gaara, it's S tier. I agreed with him, but then we decided to put him on A tier for a specific reason that I'm going to get to later on in the video. Why is PTS Gaara an A tier character? His combos are very good, alright? But I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Kazekage Gaara versus PTS Gaara. Kazekage Gaara, it's always going to win. And that is why PTS Gaara is going to be A tier. His Sand Shower, it's very good, and it can be abused, but for the most part, again, S tier characters, are better than A tier characters for the most part. And that is why PTS Gaara is an A tier character. Another A tier character, but in a way, he's also a B tier character. It's going to be Sage of the Six Paths Naruto. I mean, Six Paths Naruto, it's pretty good. You can kind of abuse him. You can kind of match with him, but it does take a little bit of skill. So honestly, he's between A and B tier. But we decided to put him on A tier just for the simple fact that his jutsu is just very good. And Six Paths Naruto, it's better than, for example, Sage Naruto or, Kurama Link Naruto, for example. Okay, so that is why we put Six Paths Naruto in the A tier. Okay, another A tier character, it's going to be TB Naruto. And the reason why TB Naruto is A tier is because he's not as good as Sage Art Naruto and Wind Style and Storm 2 Naruto. That's the reason why TB Naruto is A tier. Overall, he has good combos, very easy to learn, very easy character, but he's not better than an S tier character. Neji and Rock Lee are going to make it to the A tier for the simple reason that there is some skill required to actually play these characters. It's not just mashing circle. The reason why they are A tier and not S tier, it's because me and my boy Itachi decided at the end of the day, you know, these characters can be played at an S tier level, but they're not consistently S tier when it comes down to all levels of play. We're talking beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of play, because I always keep my noobs in mind. All of you guys that aren't that good at the game, that are intermediate at the game, I'm always thinking about you guys. All right, so anyways, that's why these guys are A tier. Renegon Sasuke, it's A tier, very explainable. Onyx Chidori or Hand of Zeus, very good. Inferno Pupa, very good. His grab can be abused and his combos are very good, but it does take some skill to playing this Sasuke, and that is why Hokage Minato is going to be A tier. Some people might be pissed about that because Minato mains are always pissed about everything. But my friend Demon Itachi 7, he mains Minato, alright? He's better than all of you fake-ass Minato noobs out there. And we both decided that Hokage Minato, for the most part, it's played you know, at a very noobish level. All Hokage Minato players do is just run and spam Rasengan. While Hokage Minato is good, alright? Hokage Minato just isn't played at S tier level when it comes down to intermediate and beginner levels of play, and that is why Hokage Minato is going to be A tier. Shattered Heaven Madara is going to be A tier because if you know how to fight against Shattered Heaven Madaras, alright, if you don't really, you know how to use Shattered Heaven Madara effectively, you're just going to get owned by S tier characters, alright? Shattered Heaven Madara is also a character that you need some skill to actually play him. Most people, again, he's a very easy character to learn and a very easy character to abuse. That's why he's A tier. But for the most part, if people know how to fight against you when you're using Shattered Heaven Madara and you don't know how to counter them, you're fucked. And that is why he is going to be, what's this thing called? A tier. Now, the last, actually, no, we have two more. Okay, so Itachi is A tier without the fireball. If you're using Itachi without the fireball jutsu, he's A tier. And the reason for that is because Itachi is a character that he's just like Minato, and I mean just like Hokage Minato and just like Shattered Heaven Madara, right? Itachi is a character that a lot of people play him at many levels of play, but not a lot of people play Itachi to the fullest extent. A lot of Itachi noobs out there just don't know how to use Itachi effectively, and that's why he is A tier. But again, guys, A tier characters can be played at S tier level. So honestly, you know, A and S tier are kind of the same thing if you are a pretty average player. Okay, anyways, last but not least, Haku makes it to the S tier for the simple fact that he has speed, his jutsu is very good, and yeah, you can pretty much just do pretty okay with Haku, and he's very, very easy to learn as well, and his speed is very easy to abuse. So now we're going to move on forward to S tier characters. What is an S tier character? These are the conditions to be an S tier character. You have to be good overall. Character usage has to be there. Jutsu usage has to be there. You have to have good jutsus. You have to have, you know, what's this thing called? A decent amount of cancels, right? You have to have easy cancels too. And most importantly, the difference between an S tier character and an A tier character is that an S tier character can be abused. Right? You could be the biggest noob in the game and use an S tier character and beat a very advanced player or a player that's better than you just because this character is S tier. And that is what made the difference between S tier and A tier. S tier characters, they can be abused, and some A tier characters can't be abused. For example, you can't abuse Yukito. You can't abuse Kimimaro. And that's the difference between S and A tier. The first S tier character is going to be the last Sasuke. His tilt is amazing and it pushes back most jutsus. His fireball is amazing. His ultimate is amazing. He has a lot of cancels. He has an easy infinite. He can be abused. His grab is amazing too. That's why the last Sasuke, it's going to be an S tier character. RTB Naruto is an S tier character. He has an infinite combo that's not that easy to pull off, but it is pretty easy if you get the hang of it. He has an infinite guard break. He has a lot of ultimate jutsu cancels. His awakening is of course pretty OP, and his jutsu is very good and has multiple usages. One of those usages is breaking guard, and that is why RTB Naruto makes it to the S tier. Another character that makes it to the S tier is RTB Sasuke. He has a lot, and I repeat, a lot ultimate jutsu cancels. His jutsu, it's very, very good. He has an easy infinite, and again, he can just be easily abused, and that is why RTB Sasuke makes it to the S tier. Other two characters that make it to the S tier is Stage Art Rasengan Barrage Naruto and Storm 2 Naruto. The reason why these characters are S tiers is just for the simple fact that Rasengan is very, very good. Their tilts are pretty okay. And again, the reason why these characters are S tier is because they can be abused. You can just mash circle and get away with a lot of things. Even though this Naruto got nerfed, it still wasn't enough. This Naruto, it's still pretty good, unless of course you can play a very good Yugito or a very good The Last Sasuke and all that stuff, and that is why these two Narutos make it to the S tier. They can be abused, and pretty much everything about them is just good. All right, coming up next when it comes down to S tier, EMS Sasuke. He has about 10 plus ultimate jutsu cancels and ninjutsu cancels. He is amazing, amazing speed, amazing range, extremely easy to abuse, a very good arsenal of combos and jutsus and cancels, and that's why EMS Sasuke is another S tier character. Hashirama, I was gonna put him in the A tier character because not a lot of people know how to play Hashirama effectively, but my friend Demon Itachi, of course, with the deciding vote, he came in and said, at the end of the day, most noobs can get away with just mashing circle of Hashirama. Like, you can get away with mashing circle of Hashirama, and his jutsu of the shuriken thingy, it's very broken. His wooden dragon, it's also very open, very broken. His ultimate is very good. You can abuse Hashirama, and that is why he is going to be S tier. Let me take a look at my list. Oh, Edo Minato. With the recent patch, he got better. He is better. The reason why he is S tier is because, of course, the Itachi had the deciding vote. I was going to put him on A tier because not a lot of people know how to play Edo Minato effectively, but with the new patch, people can abuse Edo Minato more easily. On top of all that, he has a pretty good graph setups. He has pretty good cancels. Very easy character to use. Extremely OP in Awakening if you don't know how to counter him. And Edo Minato is just a character that has also that thingy that you charge the jutsu and then you can go for a grab. Edo Minato is an S tier character. With that said, the next S tier character is going to be Gaara. This character, I main him too, and he's very, very easy to abuse. Overall, Kazekage Gaara, he's very underestimated. You can get a lot of people by surprise. His grab is good. I think he has about 5 ultimate jutsu cancels. Very easy to pull off. S3 cancels. Overall, Kazekage Gaara is one of the best characters in the game, and that is why PTS Gaara is A tier, because Kazekage Gaara is better than PTS Gaara, for the most part, of course. The next S tier character is Jubito, or Ten Tails Jinchuriki Obito. Very, 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 very amazing range. Very good jutsu. Very good tilt. Very good combos. Very easy to abuse. Again, very, very fast combos. That is why this character is S tier. He's just extremely easy to learn. Pain and Nagato. These are characters that I was going to put on the A tier, and the reason for that is because not everybody can play Pain and Nagato effectively, but my friend Demon Itachi, of course, the deciding vote, he did tell me, you know what, Salvajee, at the end of the day, Nagato and Pain, if you just play them a little bit, you can abuse them, they can be abused, and Pain and Nagato are very, very good characters, and that is the only reason why Pain and Nagato are S tier characters. Nagato's shuriken make Nagato a very, very good character. His almighty push is good, his planetary devastation is good, his awakening is amazing, and the same thing applies to Pain. His ninjutsu is good, his combos are good, his cancels are very, very easy to pull off. Pain and Nagato can be abused, and that is why they are S tier. Last but not least, the last S tier character is Itachi with the Fireball. If you are an average player, you can abuse Itachi and his mid-air Fireball, and that is what makes Itachi an S tier character. I only made an exception for Itachi, and that's why I placed him on A tier and also S tier, okay? Because, Itachi is just one of those characters that if you don't really know how to use him effectively, you're fucked. But he's also a character that he's kind of hard to learn for the most part, and it does take some skill to use him. But yeah, Itachi is S tier. And guys, that concludes it for my Naruto Storm 4 character tier list. Itachi's channel, Demon Itachi's channel, it's going to be in the comment sections below. He helped me a lot with this guide. We worked on this guide for 3 to 4 hours, so I would appreciate if you guys would drop it a like. Alright, and go subscribe to my friend Demon Itachi, please. He put a lot of effort into this guide with me, alright? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Like it, share it, subscribe to join the Salvajee cartel, and thank you guys guys very much for watching my character tier list.